they keep trying to find the answers with us, and they keep failing because the answers aren't here. I let them dig up my yard in 2007. They could have had a field day there. I would like to see the family have their answers. If it was my daughter, I'd want the answers.
That was the mother of Paul Flores, someone who's being looked at in the disappearance of Kristin Smart, the last person known to be with her when she disappeared. We're going to talk about that in just a moment, but today in the death of George Floyd murder trial, 3 more jurors were seated. Court TV cameras in the courtroom. At the top of the hour, Court TV legal correspondent Julie Janae will be joining me to discuss the impact that the announcement of the record $27 million civil settlement is having on jury selection and the big explosion at the end of the day by the judge. But first, let's bring back our law enforcement professionals with us. Joe Stead, Dr. Jason Piccolo still with us. And this next one, wow, from KSBY in San Luis Obispo, California. New developments in the Kristin Smart disappearance.
A 7:30 a.m. wake-up call at Ruben Flores' Arroyo Grande home has turned into an all-day search. The San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Office served Ruben, Paul Flores' father, a search warrant Monday in connection to the 1996 disappearance of Cal Poly student Kristin Smart. Paul has been referred to as a person of interest in the case until now. Officials upgrading that title to prime suspect.
I open the door, I'm like, holy, wow, they're outside. There's the caution tape over there. And I'm like, this is real. There's, I see police undercovers and I see you guys.
Justin Negretti lives with his grandpa across the street from that search on White Court. Both of them watched as investigators used cadaver dogs and ground-penetrating radar to search under the lower deck of the Flores house. 2 cadaver dogs, a yellow lab, and a German shepherd searched the inside and outside of a dusty 1985 Volkswagen Cabriolet pulled out from the right side of the garage. 1 dog alerted to the driver's door. The car, showing 2010 registration stickers and last registered to Ruben and Susan Flores, was then confiscated and put into evidence.
Many, many years ago, they went all through basically everything, and I thought, that's it, but now it's new and explosive.
Tom remembers when the Flores family moved in decades ago. He says Ruben is a quiet neighbor and a nice man, but like many others, he hopes for justice in the Smart case.
I just pray for the Smart family, and I pray that they get some finality to this.
25 years ago, but could there be enough evidence to make this an active case again? Dr. Jason Piccolo, I'll start with you. Upgrading Paul Flores now to prime suspect.
When you bring out cadaver dogs and they're hitting on something, there's going to be some sort of forensic evidence, you would think. So if they're going to be pulling that car in, they're going to be running it for everything. They're going to be looking for DNA. They're going to look for any transference from the victim to the crime. So yes, forensic evidence does last a long time, and especially if that vehicle was any way preserved.
Joe Stead, 25 years ago, she disappeared, and now it looks like things are heating up again.
Yeah, anytime you can, regardless of how long it is, if you can get new evidence, new pieces to the puzzle, then yes, you work it and you work it. You hear all the time, a case is closed. A case is never closed. It's always pending or it becomes a cold case, but it's never closed until either it's clear or the statute of limitations run out. So the time doesn't matter. Sometimes it takes time to get new evidence. So, I mean, this is a good lead. I hope they find enough to actually clear this file because the family needs closure.
Yeah, Dr. Jason Piccolo, I think about this. It's been 25 years for this family and the people in the community as well. And now, 25 years later, we're confiscating a car. I am just really surprised by that. Like, I don't even know, was that car there 25 years ago, or did she disappear and somehow is that car connected to her body over all these years?
So, I think something's going on in the background that's obviously we don't know about. For them to reopen this case after this many years, they had to either gotten a tip or someone said, hey, you need to take a look at something. And maybe what they said was you need to go really take a good look at that car because there might be something you really want to look in there. So maybe there was a confession somewhere along the line. Maybe, they got new information from someone else.
Yeah, Joe Stead, that's something else that we've heard in other cases where, after the passage of time, finally someone will release that piece of information. that again gets things going.
Yeah, a lot of times, depending on the situation, because I've seen people get in trouble, and people are always trying to will and deal themselves out of trouble. And the community knows exactly what happened. Somebody knows what happened. So if you can give some information that would kind of help you within your situation, but clear a case like this, I've seen this done all the time, happen years later. I'm in trouble, so let me use this get out of jail free card to give information that I know to be good information. And as you know, Vinny, being a DA, it works.